So, basically, this is Broke Story, Volume 3. I was trying to avoid current situations and whatnot. I was trying to just take it back and kind of stay back, But I must, talk about this current situation that I'm dealing with, okay? And this is not my fault, okay? Broke Genius has been doing his thing. He's, I tried to kind of move back with family. That was a terrible decision. I was like living in a haunted house with all kind of things going on, and really wasn't like, a lot of times it's not about the money, it's about your happiness and your mental health and all kind of other stuff. I mean, if it's like you getting in a situation where it's costing you your mental health and your freaking happiness, I mean, what's the value of being happy or content and comfortable? You know what I'm saying? Like it literally, like, you think you saving some money, but you end up being in a situation where it's just not good for you. Okay. Well, I called myself getting an Airbnb for the first time. Got an Airbnb. I found a nice little deal, basically an apartment. I knew this shit was too good to be true. And then another thing is, like, this ain't my fault. This ain't the Broke Genius fault. So this story is actually kind of just about somebody else that actually has an Airbnb that I was pretty much, I just went on Airbnb. I ordered this apartment by myself. Good deal. But I have to tell you, because it was so good of a deal, I'm like, well, it's something up to it. Sometimes when stuff is too good to be true, it's a reason why it's too good to be true, and I'm gonna definitely get into it. But this is not my fault, but it's still Broke Story, okay? Nonetheless, because I might have to deal with this. I don't know how this shit gonna go, okay? I got about another few weeks until my Airbnb time is up. I paid for a whole month. I'm still working on getting my house fixed up and whatnot, and it's like, basically, long story short, I got an Airbnb. The guy is definitely black guy. Okay. First I thought he was an African, but he's African American. Okay. Thing about it is, a lot of times you gotta pay attention to the little stuff. For example, the little stuff is like, if you see a listing talking about, like, let's just say for a car. If you see a listing for a car and the title is clean car, that's some nigga shit. Because here's the thing, a car should be clean. It's like basically, you selling the car, you should have it clean, motherfucker. I mean, what are you giving some credit to, like, some obvious stuff? So it's like, okay, this particular Airbnb or whatever, that literally was kind of the selling title, right? It's clean. Not that I paid attention to. I was just looking for, like, on Airbnb, you have the option to choose an entire place. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, I ain't trying to do the whole I live with somebody else type of thing. I was just trying to get something, by myself. So anyway, man, that was the first red flag. So another thing is that, okay, I have to admit, I mean, this place is very nice. Very nice neighborhood. Yeah, I mean, I know I'm getting looks. I mean, I'm getting looks like from young looking Karens, but I don't pay the Karens no mind. They look, and then I just go about my way. I don't get nobody, saying nothing to me because I'm going from my car to my place and that's it. I mean, but the thing is that this is definitely Karenville, okay. But the thing is that you know, the price was just so low that I was like, I questioned myself. Like, I mean, but Airbnb, I think they gave a discount. But okay, I know I said long story short, but basically after the second week, I got a notice on the door, and the first notice was this cat did not pay his rent. He owed like $5,000. Okay, the apartment that I'm living in, it goes for about $1,000 a month, or some go for $1,100 a month. So the thing is, this cat owes about $5,000. That was what it said on his the little notice they left on the door. So I'm like, oh shit, here we go. Here come the you know what I'm saying? Here come the reality. And I'm kind of nervous. Like, I'm like, damn, man. Okay, well, they gave him balance, and they gave him payoff options and whatnot. So another red flag, this dude was supposed to have internet. The listing said he got internet. First day I moved in, I'm like, hey man, what's the Wi-Fi password? He like, somebody took the modem. That's the first red flag, because here's the thing, a modem don't cost that goddamn much. And then here's the thing with Airbnb. If anybody take anything, or if any damage to your place, Airbnb has $1 million policy. You know why I know that? Because I freaking pay attention to companies and startups. That was the first thing that Airbnb, basically their selling point is they have $1 million policy on all of their properties. So if any damage, they're gonna sue you to Kingdom Come, get their money back, and they're gonna pay for their property owners' property damage. So even if that's the case, okay, a modem, what, $100, $200, you file some type of like theft or whatever, I'm sure, and then you get your money back. So that was just some bullshit excuse, But like I say, second week, I'm coming from work, I get a notice on the door, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't stand the freaking apartments. I mean, it's a reason why I'd rather just live in the hood, and not have to be this guy in the picture, of course, because I'm living with some chick and she put all my stuff out. That y'all gonna learn, y'all gonna learn definitely how to deal with this situation, in this world, in this gynocracy or whatever. You gonna learn how to deal with feminism and a lot of these women out here that's pretty much hair trigger with you because they know you broke, one, and two, they know that you need them more than they need you. Okay, so anyway, I don't really like apartments, and the reason why is because there's people next door, there's people on top of you with their problems. All these people with their problems are just lumped on top of you. And it's like there's a lot of weird shit going. Like every time I use the bathroom, get in the bath tube, I start hearing knocks and shit. It's like almost like to say, motherfucker, why are you taking a bath? Like, I'm like, it's just weird, okay? And the thing is that, I a lot of reasons I don't like apartments, and that's one of them. Another thing is just, apartments are pretty much designed for poor people, other than the exception of like, I mean, even in New York and California, it's still the same thing. It's just more competitive. It's like a video game. It's like advanced and extremely hard. It's like New York, in LA, probably even wherever, Miami or wherever rents are high. It's just a very, very advanced game, where you have to have more money to get out of the situation. where it be then the situation will be your own home. But the thing is that it's still same. And then definitely here, it's like, apartment is for you to save money, to get yourself in order, to be able to actually save money, to get like ideally your own home. Okay. That is, really what is going on. A lot of times people, they get apartments because, a lot of women get apartments because it's more secure. They feel more security. And then also a lot of times women, because they're so single nowadays, their idea of having a home is with a man in the house. They don't have the man in the house. So they just kind of don't want to, they delay that type of, investment or whatever. But anyway, today, this is the reason why I just, just said two tears in a bucket and just, pretty much talked about this recent story, which is in like hot off the press. Today, I come in from work, and like I say, the other day they put in his freaking balance, a note saying your lease is almost up, and in order to renew, you got to pay this $5,000, which is a lot of money. Okay, it quite a bit of money. And the next day, I'm coming into work today, and I see another notice on the door, and the notice says basically that this is at me. All right, like, dude, it says basically, the notice says, we have reports that it's an unknown occupant in your apartment, and you have an Airbnb listing, because obviously they were able to find an Airbnb listing, and they see where you're listing this property, trying to do an Airbnb, and you're supposed to let us know and get approval to lease out an Airbnb. So obviously he has not done it. So this is what the broke genius told him. This is exactly what I told him. First of all, I screenshotted the freaking. I could have screenshotted the balance, because he actually emailed me. I guess he already knew that I knew that he owed rent. And I'm like, you know what? I ain't really know. That is kind of, that would explain why, you pretty much rent an entire apartment and all of that. Obviously a lot of people are facing evictions. This ain't nothing but a living example of what I already projected last year. Okay. This, I'm living it. I'm experiencing it now. Like, I'm touching it. So, this guy pretty much, I told him, I said, because I screenshotted the notice talking about that, you got unknown occupants, which would be me. And I'm like, okay, well, this is not good. I don't even know how this is gonna go. I got like almost 2 weeks left up to living up in here, which what I already paid for. I mean, I'm sure Airbnb can, handle this situation, but I definitely is not something I'm too thrilled about. Now, I screenshotted the notice, and pretty much I told him, hey man, obviously you going through some financial troubles or whatever, and I just basically let him know, like, I understand. I'm going through financial troubles myself, and I basically told him something in regards of, you did let these people know that you were Airbnb, doing an Airbnb, and they said, you got an unknown occupant in your apartment. So he replied, basically letting me know what was going on or whatever. He said he's in Texas. His aunt or something is sick from COVID. And, I'm like, okay, yeah, I understand. My sister passed away last year from COVID complications. And, I was like, okay. But then I was like, you know what, man? I'm going to tell you this, man. I don't know how old you are, but I told him, I'm older. I told him my age or whatever, and I said, man, this is, I like, you got a nice place here and whatnot, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna give you some advice. Save your money, get you a house that you can afford, fix it up, and Airbnb to your heart's content. And the reason why is because it's like this: if you own your own house, like for example, this guy in this picture, obviously he don't own. It's about assets. It's assets over liabilities. If you own your own property, you ain't gotta go through nobody to get no approval to Airbnb, and as long as you pay the taxes and you ain't gotta pay no mortgage, no rent or whatever, you know what I'm saying, you own that property. It ain't no balance coming to you talking about, oh, we got a balance. You haven't paid your rent in 10 years. Here you go, or whatever, or your mortgage. You already paid it off. You paid your house off. You got your deed. You know what I'm saying? You got it recorded. You own this property. You can Airbnb it to your heart is content. You ain't got to worry about all this other crap. You know what I'm saying? You can have it the way you want to do it, and how you want to do it, when you want to do it. And, you definitely, you know what I'm saying? It's just a lot better for you in the long run. Now, the thing is, I also told him about my book, The Millionaire Savings Plan. I said, pretty much, this is a good book, man. It's on Amazon, and it'll help you, on your journey, because obviously, like I said, I started off with, obviously you're going through some financial trouble, so the thing is that, man, I definitely was empathetic about it. I know some of you, a lot of you be like, man, fuck that. I'll tell Airbnb to give me another property and give me some money and blah, 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 blah. Here's the thing. This ain't nothing but a lesson learned for me, and hopefully it is for him. The thing is like this. This is gonna sting, because I know you guys in down south went through this little winter storm and you were unprepared for it. But this is the questions I have to ask. And the thing about it is, on my little channels where I get little small views, as a witness, I have witnesses. I done talked about how you can set up your house, because I'm gonna tell you something, all you people down in Houston and in Texas and whatnot, where you lost your power for like a week or two. I'm gonna tell you something. This ain't nothing that ain't just happened over the summer in Chicago, in the Chicagoland area. All my friends that was like pretty much broke as hell, they ain't state that they were broke. They ain't make no post talking about they was financially struggling or whatever, faking the funk on the nasty dunk and all that type of stuff. They pretty much exposed they're broke. I mean, it is what it is. Like, hey, we're out. We don't have any lights in 4 days and shit like that. And it's like, okay, you don't have any lights for 4 days, meaning you ain't got no money to go live in a hotel for a week. In a hotel in the Chicagoland area, a little cheap hotel, like literally for a week, I want to say $300-400. They ain't got $500 to go stay in a hotel. Now, these the same people, I bet you, and this is like I say, this is gonna sting, on social media, commenting on every post, clapping back on people with their comment and your comment posting, doing all kind of videos and content about this and that, but you ain't saved $1,000. You ain't got $1,000. You ain't got step one on a millionaire savings plan. You ain't even got step one on Dave Ramsey's baby steps. Hell, you don't even have an emergency fund, just an emergency fund. Obviously, this man in this picture ain't got money for emergency fund. Let me tell you something. I ain't worried about this situation because I already have a secondary plan. If I have to go back to the hotel, I'm already comfortable in doing it. My plumbing project is almost done. My electrical project is pretty much 75% done. Hopefully it stays warmer, and that's gonna pretty much help things out. But this is what I said about 6 to 9 months ago. I don't remember. I'm definitely gonna find a video where I was talking about how about less than $5,000, and this definitely would have worked in Houston. You get a freaking solar panel, emergency solar panel backup. You get you about 4 or 5 batteries, and you get all of your, solar panel setup where if the power goes out, you got power for a few days, a week, if not longer. And what it costs? $5,000. And then what do you guys? I see you guys down south. What you got? Your Dunks. The little 70s cars with the big old rims. Well, how much does that car cost? About 20 grand, 30 grand, 40 grand, 50 grand. I'm talking about $5,000. You got you a solar battery backup kit. For basically running. You can have it running where you save electricity costs, tied into the grid. See, this is why I might not necessarily be rich, but I'm intelligent. Okay, I know I talked about this already last year because I saw the power going out in the Chicagoland area, the Northwest Indiana area. I believe went out too. Not, actually, the Northwest Indiana area did not go out. It was the Chicagoland area. It was gone. The power was out for about 4 days. It was a bunch of broke people staying in a house in the dark. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I know some people they might have had money and they just didn't want to go to a hotel. I'm not talking about them, but I'm talking about the people that had to stay in a house. Because there's a difference between having to stay in your house or wanting to stay in your house. I get that. I ain't talking about you. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that, the difference between, understanding things and just not paying attention to it because you got an ego. Well, you can't eat your ego. Your ego ain't gonna keep the lights on either. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, I care, but I don't care. A lot of times you people ignore things because you just think that everybody thinks that they're better than somebody else. Fine, I get it. But at the end of the day, regardless of how you feel you're better than somebody else, it still shows. You're still shouting. You're shouting because you're broke. At the end of the day, you couldn't save $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000, and so on to be basically, get out of that situation. Or even how about this? Spend $4,000 and have a backup plan. I'm gonna be honest with you. As broke as I am, I have a generator on deck. I didn't have any, in order to get work done on my house. It was no electricity. I bought a generator. It cost me like less than $500. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, it really wasn't nothing because I already had money. I already saved money. I talked about all of this stuff on my channel. I'm not gonna get into what I do and everything, but yeah, I wrote a book about it. It's called The Millionaire Savings Plan. And it's basically very simple as basically having an emergency fund. You start with an emergency fund, okay, and that emergency fund, it covers you getting kicked out of your house by your girlfriend, to avoid you having to beat the hell out of her and actually go to the county jail because it's cold outside, you don't really have nowhere to go, and you don't feel like calling nobody. Yeah, it saves you domestic violence charge. It saves you getting your family out of a situation where you ain't got no power, but you was just kicking it with the homies and drinking and living your life, and you ain't saved no money. You forgot to save money. And the thing about it is, I done been there. I'm not ragging on anybody. I've been there. I literally, the reason why a lot of times I'm in the situations and had the situations I've had and had all these stories is because I was that guy. I was that guy that just didn't have nowhere else to go. Family members, playing games with me, knowing, giving me advice to go to a homeless shelter. You know what I'm saying? Because they knew that I was vulnerable to not having a place to stay. I dealt with that cold world, where your own family don't even give a hell about you. You know what I'm saying? And definitely other people don't as well. So it is very shrewd and cold at times. But that reminds you that you need to save your damn money. I definitely will try to join you in those endeavors. And the people that out here telling people not to save money, man, I see your little titles. I don't even click on your videos because, one thing I say is I already know this works. I don't gotta, I get I get what you're talking about. You basically talking about just keep reinvesting. Well, that theory I don't think works because you're not training your brain. You're not giving your brain a reward. You're not giving yourself a reward. You're just constantly reinvesting. Like my millionaire savings plan, you get yourself a reward to motivate you to save more. And even if you get off track, like I'll be honest with you, I've gotten off track, and I reminded myself of automated savings. Automate your savings. Have your savings account already set up to take out money off of your checking account every single week. Every time you get paid, have you money set aside. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, I got change in a Hinkley or Schmidt jar, that a couple $100, man, that I can, go get, go to the bank, man. I don't care if I gotta go to the bank with a big ass jar full of change. That's $200-300, man. I just got, just sitting. I ain't necessarily worried too much, but because I've already got things set up, and I put a lot of stuff in my house, and it stings, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Fixing up a house, with just all cash, because you can't get no loan, nobody. Friend of mine backed out of the deal, so I'm in on myself, and already was gonna be in on myself. So it does hurt, man. It hurts when you putting all your money into a house, man. It hurts, man, because houses, man, are expensive. Even in the hood, it's still a house. Everything's 1,000, 5,000, 3,000, 4,000, $1,000. It just, you only make so much money. I unfortunately I ain't the 100K dude. my K's don't go that high yet. You know what I'm saying? So it's an uphill battle. But we must be honest with ourselves, even if it hurts, even if it stings. You didn't do something right. And just like, I'm be honest with you, I was watching TV yesterday. I was watching the Fry Festival. These people spent thousands of dollars and got scammed. They got duped. The dude that ran it, the guy promised all these acts from Ja Rule to Tigger and all of these people to come do this festival and this private island, he got $20 million. And then he got a prison sentence at the feds. But these people came, got off, as soon as they pulled up in the bus, they saw they was in for it. They saw tents that were like igloo plastic tents with mattresses on the floor. On the ground. And then, as they were walking, you could see their faces. A lot of these people probably were privileged, individuals and sons and daughters of privileged individuals financially. They knew they were duped pretty much. Then when they got to time to feed, to get in the line to get the food was a prison meal. Actually worse than a prison or jail meal. A cheese sandwich. Okay? A deluxe cheese sandwich with lettuce and tomato. And when they took the photo of it and it went viral, all of the people that were going to the show canceled. They were absolutely embarrassed. They knew it was a shady promoter. Probably the Fry Festival is probably the most jankiest promoter of all time. But those people endured all of that, whatever they had to endure, and it just made, I'm sure it made a lot of those people tougher. And a lot of those people, really, might even say have a lot of distrust now, because they got duped, and the thing is that, you get people that, down there in Texas, Houston area, Dallas, whatever. You probably have a little distrust from local government now. You might have some distrust about, probably lost, a lot of respect from people that you thought had your back, or people that should have had your back and they didn't have your back. And you probably learn, maybe I need to save some money. Maybe I need to even get a man because I need help. A man is valuable now because me and my kids are sitting in the car, to get heat. I know if I had this guy, he at least, man, made sure I got, out of there, got the next thing smoking, but, I just wanted to be, who I wanted to be. And be who I wanted to be with, and all that type of stuff. So, it's just a lesson learned, as far as things is concerned, I hopefully I make it to the next Airbnb or whatever, and then till I, get this house fixed up, man. So, I definitely will definitely tell you another broke story. Hopefully it won't be no more current ones.